urge you to take the selection committee's recommendations seriously, as serious as they have in arriving at that recommendation. I want to urge you to take into consideration the time and energy our residents have put into this process. The residents who attended all of our working group sessions, the residents who sat through any one of the 39 presentations that we gave over a 2-month period. On this issue and on so many others, our constituents are hungry for progress. And that's something I know we can deliver. So I want to thank you all again for giving me this brief few moments, and I want to thank you for your service to our city. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your time.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, at this time, we're going to adjourn the city council meeting. Seeing no lights up, Mr. Newton?
Question, he took off. I don't know if I asked you or we not ask questions, is that how it works?
I thought I explained before the mayor spoke, you can ask questions about the content of his presentation.
Yeah.
I thought I said that.
Okay. Do I just start it out?
Huh?
Do I just, I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I'm sorry. You want to ask the administration?
I'm going to ask you. I thought you said we can ask the mayor. Well, he can, here he is.
There was no lights when I,
Thank you, sir. You spoke about the selection committee, and also you spoke about the public weighing in. Do you think that I don't know what the final outcome is going to come to council, but do you think that that's not a problem, having a committee have their personal agendas for as what they want to see? I don't like.
I think the selection committee, and I think it's evidenced by that 12-hour plus meeting, in addition to all the time that they have spent, and I can't say thank you to those folks enough. These are volunteers to the city of St. Petersburg who gave of their time and effort and spent a considerable amount of time researching, reading through all the materials, listening to public comment, attending the individual presentations. Any opinions that they've expressed at the last meeting, and I'm sure that they'll express when they make their final recommendation of the order, are opinions based on the criteria that they are required by law to follow and the information that they gathered during this entire process. I think I'm a little troubled by the way you've defined that.
Well, the way I defined it, I was talking about not the volunteers, but the paid city employees, the ones that said that what their wishes were, namely to chair of the committee.
The chair of the committee is a member of the committee, and like the other...
He's not a volunteer, though.
No, but like the other 6 members of the committee, is his job to evaluate the information and express his opinion and then vote as he sees based on the information that he's gathered. He was the last one to weigh in when the initial rankings were done, and has been the final voice at each of the times. And so that is what his job is.
I don't know what they're going to bring to us. I mean, like I said, it's really premature without knowing that. But the vote up or down thing, you know, to me, watching it and hearing about it and also reading about it just rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, it looks like the land's all over again without the actual lands out on the water, because this what's being proposed, or like I said, I don't know because it hasn't come to us yet, but what was being vigorously promoted, how can I say it, in my opinion, was the lens minus was the project minus the lens out over the water. Because I remember doing a Formosa and Champagne tour with a press conference about a restaurant on the land side with that one proposal. So that's just my opinion. But I'll wait, I'll reserve it until they come forth. But I appreciate it. We get to vote up or down. We can't talk about anything, and that's the process, and I'll do just that. There
are, I think, 3 very good designs, each one. I have no idea which one's coming forward. I'll be happy with any one of the three because I think they all have merit. And it'll be my job once a decision is made to make sure that whatever it is that's decided, that we get it built within budget, and that we get it done and we get a pier built. But I'm excited, quite frankly, about all three of the designs. I think we have three excellent designs.
Councilmember Cornell.
So.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This will be quick. I just wanted to confirm that the way the process is working, the top three will come to council, and with a recommendation of the top one, and council will have a yes or no vote, and a yes vote proceeds with the number one choice, and a no vote has to start the process over.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Councilmember Nurse.
I want to comment. Do I understand correctly that essentially, looking at the construction budget, that all of the designs at this point come in within budget?
Correct.
And I believe in permittability that I believe they all are permittable. I know that one of them changed their size to make sure that fit. I think they've spelled out the guesstimated operational costs, and there are differences there. Maybe the environmental awareness, I would say there probably are some differences. I think on programmatic desires, which is sort of the functional elements, I think they all had to check, all of the items, and so it's probably not precise equal, but largely equal. So I think you sort of end up with, the areas that have real differences would be the survey, the operational cost, to some degree the programming, and to some degree the environmental. So
Each have their strengths and weaknesses, and obviously that's something that the selection committee and each member individually will be weighing out and making their decision.
but to me the big ticket items are really the can you build it? Can you get permits? Can you build it on cost? Does it have the broad spectrum of programming that we want? And they all qualify. Now you go into the difficult part, which taste in some respects. I'll leave it there. Thanks.
Councilmember Rice.
thank you, Chair, and thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity to hear from you, and the reminder to us and to the public that we've got to let this process work, and that the selection committee isn't even finished yet, and they've got very important work to do, and we've got to let them do their jobs. I did have one clarification, though. The selection committee will send us their three rankings, and if something hypothetically should happen with the first choice, then the city would be authorized to go with who was ranked second. Do I understand that correctly?
If, and legal will correct me if I misstate this, if council were to, let's say, accept the recommendation, and the city was not able to reach an agreement with that first choice, then under state law, we would then move to the second choice.
Correct.
Okay.
Councilmember Foster. Are you done, Councilmember Rice?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Foster.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, for the update. I have a question about the next meeting and the ranking. I understand from my update from Mr. Connors that in the last process it was a qualitative assessment of in these various technical criteria. I'm curious if you could articulate for the public why at this point, kind of to Councilmember Ner's point about how they're permittable, they all will come in within budget, etc. Will we be qualitative the designs at this point so that it is very clear, here's how this one came out on top, and not just in a qualitative way? Does that make sense?
Such as assigning a ranking.
Assigning points to each?
Correct.
I don't know that that's,
What they are supposed to do is, in all of these, but the overall consideration is which firm is the most qualified to build this, whatever the structure is. That is what the Consultants Competitive Negotiation Act requires. That is the overriding, yes, they look at all these factors and determine how they weigh them. They're not gonna put points on them or anything, they're gonna, that. But then they really must look to who is the most qualified firm to build this.
but having said that, I would certainly expect, and would be very clear on the reasoning behind the rankings of, you know, why one was ranked first and one was second and one was third.
I would expect them to, yes.
Thank you. Just clarification because it's asked about, so I wanted to understand more.
And my hope is they give you as much as possible so that you all can make your decision based on the, you know, having as much information as possible.
When the committee is through with its work and the presentation is made to us as to first, will we get an opportunity to speak to the entire committee, or is the chairman going to present to us? How does that work, the presentation process?
I don't know exactly how the presentation process will work. I don't think it's been determined yet. They might ask the chairman to come and do it. They might ask the whole committee to be here. They might send you a written report. I just don't know.
Okay.
It's for them to decide how they present it to you.
If we were to ask that the entire committee be present for the presentation,
You could certainly ask for it.
about that, I guess, how that's done.
No.
Okay.
You could ask for, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Okay.
It depends on whether a lot will depend on whether we're sunsetting the committee or not, too.
Thank you. That's all I'd like to have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, members.
At this time, I'm going to announce that an attorney-client session will commence following the reading of this announcement.